Good morning, my neighbors!
Ladies and gents, it's an overcast, dewy June, allegedly, Friday morning. One that is inconveniently, awkwardly cold and wet and miserable enough that it leaves us depressed, while simultaneously being just hot enough that people in orange t-shirts get chased by bees. It's time for an alternative paper review. First up to the Daily Mirror this morning. We will give the nation hope, says Keir Starmer. Hope is good. I like hope. I mean, we haven't had hope for a long time. I like hope as long as it's based on strategy and planning. Is there any strategy in planning? Well, of course, this is the key question at the moment for Keir Starmer's Labour Party, who just published their manifesto yesterday, but for whom excitement and enthusiasm remains perhaps characteristically aloof. Don't fall for Labour's £8.5 billion hidden tax trap, say the Tories by way of their seance-driven, speaking-in-tongues conduit, the Daily Express. Like, it's not even funny anymore. Like, the front page of the Daily Express simps so hard for the Tories. It's like your dad when his niece's friend Rebecca comes round. You know, like...
Oh, hi, Becky. How you doing? It's good to see you.
Oh, hi, Mr. Roberts.
So I saw in your Facebook photos you went to Malaga.
You were looking at my Facebook photos?
Yeah, only for like 5 minutes.
Right. Like, honestly, for real, like, I couldn't tell you the last time that the Daily Express put anything close to critical of the Conservative Party on its front page. Like, I always say, like, if any of you have ever worked at a supermarket, you know, Tesco, Sainsbury's, whatever, you know when you go on a break, you go in the staff room, and there's always, like, a staff pamphlet, you know, like, for Sainsbury's, it'll be, like, Team Orange, or, you know, Tesco Life, and they'll have interviews with store managers and why it's great that you work at this company, right? The Daily Express is basically a glorified CCHQ staff pamphlet. But that doesn't mean that occasionally they could be right about some things, and maybe this black hole is one of them. So, what is the substance of this? Even the mere mention of that word is going to have some of you breaking out in hives, like, I'm not here for substance aid. Give me the symbolism. I'm all about flags and statues and poppies. All right, well, settle down before you give yourself a stroke. I have to call your care home attendant, who's Nigerian, who you seem to have a problem with. Okay, so the substance is thus. Labour have committed to certain programmes of expenditure, and this all falls under the umbrella of change. Vote Labour for change. The Tories are incompetent. They are corrupt. If you don't like incompetence and corruption, you should vote for us, because Labour are change, guys. So, what does that change actually mean? Does it mean bringing the waiting list down, hiring more doctors and nurses? Does it mean actually maintaining and improving the schools infrastructure? Maybe it means making childcare more affordable, or bringing down the astronomical costs of the UK's care home industry. Whatever it is, it's likely to cost us a sack of cash. Do you remember cash? Do you remember money? It's the thing that we used to have in the Treasury. And I suspect what Keir Starmer and Labour HQ are finding out this morning is that once you have the combined weight of the Tufton Street Institute of Fiscal Studies, also half of Fleet Street, also the CCHQ press machine, once you have all of them combined, pushing you to explain how you're going to afford this spend, well, that's when you end up in an awkward situation like this morning, where you have all of these guys in pinstripe suits and variations of different blue ties saying, oh, you can't trust Labour with the economy. Look, they can't even do their maths properly. Now, to be fair to Labour, they have in turn responded to this criticism. They've said, look, this is a beige, uninspiring, drive safely manifesto that spend-wise doesn't actually seek to do anything particularly radical. I mean, look at it. It doesn't even really attempt to address something as serious as child poverty. Instead, they say this is a softly approach to start with. Just tweak things, just improve things modestly, and then once we get back to growth... Way! There it is! Hope! I hope we can achieve growth. Fucking bees!
Oh, now what the fuck is this shit?
I mean, don't let the introductions to my podcasts fool you. I like hope as much as the next guy. Hope is good. I mean, with the right foundations, a hope is basically a measurable goal. But you know what? Your dad hopes that Rebecca will unblock him off Instagram. But much like every party's current UK growth strategy, that hope is also baseless fucking fantasy. Honestly, largely it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. If you look at Reform's policy of stopping interest payments on quantitative easing to pay for all of this, which would almost certainly trigger another mini-budget style pensions, bonds and mortgage crisis, or if you're looking at the Tory policy of like, oh, well, we would slash your taxes, we would sack off NI. How are you going to pay for that? Oh, we're going to shut down all the schools and the hospitals. How fucking amazing! Or Labour's policy of we're going to fund the ageing population and care home sector and NHS and all of the schools with magical, fantastical growth, guys. How? Are you going to rejoin the single market? No. Okay. All right. Well, wonderful stuff. Good stuff. Do you know what? All this substance stuff is actually quite depressing. Maybe the symbolism guys have got it right. I don't know. Oi, can I borrow your flag for a bit?